I'm here this morning to talk about the energy crisis in Ghana. Talking from my office in Ireland. My name is Titus Glavy. The previous government, which was the NDC, or if you like, the PNDC before the NDC, tried. But at a very later stage, to rectify the never-ending energy problems that we had plaguing us for a long time. Of course, it was without drama, like we all know. I mean, there were loads of things going on behind the scenes. But, you know, tried as they did, they were not able to solve all the problems. They left a huge debt as well. But they tried. The present government has utterly failed. Miserably though, by not helping the local industries to operate at full capacity. It's obvious that if local industries are not operating at full capacity, the end results, we all know. We don't have to actually be rocket scientists to know that. There will be low productivity, workers will be laid off, so they will not be earning revenue, so their families will be starving. Otherwise, they will be eating 1 square meal a day instead of 3 square meals, even if they do eat it before. So that is the ripple effects of workers being laid off by virtue of the fact that their factories are not operating at full throttle. The factories in themselves will get less revenue because, you know, some materials need to be manufactured over time, and the time for some companies is 3, 4, 5 days. You don't actually have to be an economist to know that this daily occurrence of blackouts will actually affect productivity so much that all the factories in Ghana, if not all of them, I mean, there will be very few of them who will be able to operate, even those who bottle water. Now, those are some of the economic effects, but obviously we all know that the repercussions are higher. I mean, it trickles down to the common man on the street because it goes beyond that. It's not just with people who work. I mean, companies that supply those factories that manufacture whatever they do manufacture will also not be supplying, obviously, because there will be no need for their materials to be used in production. So the ripple effect, like I said, is higher. The revenue commissioner is not going to get his revenue, so there will be less taxes paid into the national kitty, so less revenue collected, and so government proposed projects will not come on. Government's promises to communities that they will build schools and all that will not come on. So they will have to go a begging again, as they do all the time, to satisfy people before election time. And so we still go back to the old story again. So it becomes a cycle. So we are always owing, and we have to pay. We are always owing, and then we have to be servicing the debt instead of building hospitals and schools, instead of investing in education, and instead of coming out with alternative energy sources. I mean, we have the sun in abundance in Ghana. We don't even buy the sun. We actually sometimes have been begging God to make rain come down. He doesn't even listen to us because we've been sinning too much. Otherwise, we don't even, if we don't sin, we don't even think about our own selves. So he knows that we are so selfish. Nature doing its own thing, obviously, and we fail to think. One would have thought that the present government would have had a detailed proposal, or if you like, a manifesto, outlining how the various facets of government would have been administered when it was in opposition. It was just interested in power, actually. That was all it was in. I mean, if you look at a statesman today, now the statesman is writing nonsense, writing something that we actually don't need. That Ghana, is on a list of countries that is a more good place, most viable place to do business. Of course it is. Of course it is. When everybody is asleep, when all of our people are ignorant and people can just come, turn them upside down and manipulate them and get what they want. Why wouldn't it be the best place to do business? Why won't Ghana be the only place where people will do business and make 120% profit? When government functionaries are able to take bribes for themselves and the money is paid in their external accounts, why would Ghana be the best place? So why would the statement have to write this useless story? As if when they say that, it looks as if everything is fine with us. Look at the World Bank website. They write Ghana is one of the prosperous countries in Africa and they are doing well democratically, blah, blah, blah. And then when you look at our GDP, it's $400. It's laughable, very, very laughable. Togo is making $400. Benin, Burkina Faso, $200 and something. So where do we go? As if you are doing well. Look at Botswana, $8,000+. Even that, people don't talk about them. They have no external debt. They bring their children to Europe to go to school and the government pays. When I was growing in Ghana, we used to give people scholarship for them to go to college abroad. And the scholarship secretariat in Ghana sends them money for them to be able to go to college. Now that is not the case. If some people are getting it now in Ghana, I want to know. Do they even go back home if they finish college? Not at all. You see, the problem is this. The NPP government and the NDC beforehand failed to have a national agenda. They failed to sit down because NPP power, the government is doing the same. Forgive me, I made a mistake. The NPP government is doing the same. Why are they doing the same? They are failing to sit down with the opposition to charter a national agenda that will be used regardless of somebody's party's affiliation. It is important that we have a program that all of us looks at. Even though you might come from Akoko party or Nentwe party or Aponchi party or War party or whichever party you come from, we still have to have a national agenda that we all follow. So that we have something like a white paper that we can all look at and use. Else, we are just jokers. The probability that we will achieve something before 2008, before they start splashing money, giving the chiefs in the villages unnecessary money that they don't deserve just to win elections, is 1 over 1 million. We all know that. I mean, when you listen to some of the news and you read some of the news that we get from Ghana, you see that the journalists, one, they don't know anything. They don't even know how to write in the first place. You read their way of writing, you know that they are just all useless. Most of them anyway. I'm not saying all of them. Most of them. Some of us are even more resourceful than them. And then you look at the ministers as well. You see people who are supposed actually to go back to the classroom and be teaching instead of being ministers of state. And yet that is what is happening. We have a problem. God help us though. God should really help us. We have a long way to go.